West Coast sipping on gushers. West Coast sipping on gushers. I ran up a whole lot of. I want top this twatter. Ran me a whole nother lot of. I don't want top, I want tata. T maka, T maka. All right. This won't be a long live stream because obviously the Valks are probably about to get doused by the Minnesota Lynx. So we'll leave them to rock. You know what I'm saying? We'll let them rock. How these socks say they moisture wicking and all this crap can't even dry up one drop of water. All right. So the real reason I'm doing this live stream is actually because I was watching my past live stream, some things you got to rewatch, and I realized that I didn't really answer one of the chat's questions, and I feel like an idiot now. Like I legit feel like a dumbass. Cuz the last question chat asked me, I was like I just didn't answer it. So now I feel like an idiot because I ended up talking about Satu Sabli 2 of 17. So we'll just start there. Satu came out, hit us. Alyssa Thomas really pushed everything. She pushed the envelope, kept her team in it, gave them a lifeline. I knew this game was gonna go left as soon as the Phoenix Mercury took the lead in the first quarter. Once they took the lead towards the end, and then Kennedy Burke tied it up with that three. Once they took that first quarter lead, I was just like, that's it. Because I'm waiting. You know what I'm waiting on? I'm waiting on that signature quarter. I'm waiting on that signature quarter by the Liberty, and it happened basically the next three quarters. So now I realize for this series, I said prediction Liberty in 2. I did say in the last live stream as well that expect Brianna Stewart to be on a minutes restriction, and I guess that was not the case. I guess Sandy just thought, Stewie's good to go when obviously Stewie's out there struggling. We'll check how many minutes Sandy played Stewie, but I didn't. I did say in the live stream, why don't we just sit Stewie, play Izzy Harrison? What's wrong with that? I have a really big problem with Coach Sandy already. But I have a really big problem with Coach Sandy not playing the bench if the bench is actually able to play. Now, I think the bench actually might be hurt, but we're just not saying that. Like, I think we're in this situation where we're not trying to play Niara unless we ultimately have to. I'm not sure what's going on with Izzy. Her only injury was concussion protocol, right? So I'm not sure about Izzy. I couldn't tell y'all anything about Izzy, but Niara I can understand. I just don't know about Izzy. Like, I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? A lot of fans on New York Liberty Reddit were saying, oh, play MJ. And I'm like, play MJ? That's probably the only player on the bench with an immediate answer as to why we're not playing her. Like, play MJ. We can't play MJ. Alyssa Thomas barreling through everybody. Alyssa Thomas barreling through all our guards as it is. Natasha Cloud don't want to step in front of her. Ain't nobody asking Natasha Cloud to stop Alyssa Thomas, but at least just move with her, stay in front of her, make the shot more difficult for her. That's not help. That's not helping. There was no reason to play Stewie. You see what I'm saying? You get beaten by 26 points at 1.0. It was almost a 30-point lead. There was no reason to play Stewie. So like I said, Stewie should have been on a minutes restriction or just don't play her at all. But I'm not surprised by any of this. I see a lot of fans calling for Coach Sandy's head now and calling for her job. Word. I see a lot of people now saying that, oh, Sabrina Ionescu can't create a shot. Oh, word. I see a lot of people saying, oh, Sabrina Ionescu can't dribble. Word. Huh? They call me huh? I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, we don't have that much talent on the team." All right, hold on. It's not that we don't have a lot of talent on the team. It's not that we're one of the most talented rosters. We are. But like I told y'all, we have the talent, but we lack the skills. And when you have a bad coaching system with players that lack the skills, this is what you get. Remember who said that? Yeah, I did. So that's what's basically going on. So if you're here on this channel, if you would be again, we've already said this. I'm not even going to repeat this. What we are going to do is probably laugh at all the Liberty fans now understanding what the hell I've been saying. Because New York Liberty Reddit, they still like to go at me. Like, they still like to go at me. But the thing is, have we not called out everything that's happened? People getting mad at me. See, this is how you know. This is how you know some Liberty fans still don't understand. Because when I say we were lucky to win game one, you get all these down votes because y'all still don't understand. You still don't understand what you're looking at. We were lucky to win game one. I told y'all that. We're damn near. If you don't understand how we weren't lucky, how we were lucky to win game one, then you won't understand why we just lost by 26 points. And it has nothing to do with Stewie's injury. I'll take that back. It has a little bit to do with Stewie's injury, at the fact that she's not 100% sure. But overall, it doesn't really pertain to her injury. It really doesn't. These problems have persisted. It's not the injuries. It's just like, bro, we don't have the skill on this team. Fully healthy. If everyone's fully healthy, adding Emma Meeseman makes this shit cheating. Yes, absolutely. But again, even I would have been saying the same thing even if we were fully healthy. I would have been saying the exact same thing. I've been saying the exact same thing. So before anyone, jumps on this channel, tries to ridicule anyone, you tell those people that I have been saying this since last year, since we were in the finals, since we had a lead in the finals, since we won the finals. Don't act like I haven't been saying this. Okay? With Proclaim. If anyone steps on this channel talking shite, y'all tell them pass them the links. Send them the links. I have tons of videos covering the New York Liberty. Send them all. Sorry, let me just chew off mic. All right. I already got a comment in the comment section. What up, Matthew? Matthew 4000. Sandy is the Doc Rivers of the WNBA. Huh. Again, I don't, let me reiterate this again. I don't have a problem with I just don't think Coach Sandy is the right coach for this team. She might be the right coach for another team, like a young team, a rebuilding team. She might be, but I've told y'all before, like, I don't think her level of expertise is we need a different coach for this team. This team has way too much talent to have a coach like Coach Sandy. So it's not that she's a bad coach, but she's not the right coach for us. That's for damn sure. So again, like I don't I reiterated this multiple times because I've been so iffy about calling for someone's job. You see what I'm saying? So this is why you haven't really heard me say, "Oh, we like she should be fired or something." Like I really try to shy or try to stay away, try to stay away from saying stuff like that because there is the human side of that, and I don't really want people to lose jobs as someone who's been trying to find one. If someone was had mad people saying, "Oh, they should lose their job," you know what I'm saying? It's still someone's livelihood. So that's why I'm saying like she's just not the right coach for this team. She has weaknesses, deficiencies, she lacks too. The same way how our players lack skills, she lacks some skills in coaching as well. But it's like I'll let y'all say who should be moved and whatnot. All I'm saying is she all I'm trying to do is point out her deficiencies and really how she can improve because we have done videos where I've showed y'all like how can she improve or what principles we should have. And we have done live streams as well where Natasha Cloud said herself, yo, we don't even know what we're doing. Who does that come back to? If your player's saying they don't know what they're doing, who does that come back to? You feel me? That comes back to the coaching. So all I've been doing is like pointing out like the areas of improvement I would want to see from Coach Sandy, just as much as I point out areas of improvement I want to see from the players. But if y'all think we're surprised by this, come on, come on. Do I look surprised? With both my teams, I've learned to like lower expectations. But again, I'll say it again. If you don't understand how we weren't even supposed to win game one anyway, no, what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of game five in last year's finals. You probably weren't supposed to win that game, but we were able to catch a moment of reprieve and make the most of that moment. That we probably weren't supposed to be in that position. A position where, worst case scenario, overtime, we probably weren't supposed to be in that position. And keep in mind, keep in mind again, a lot of people forget this at the end of at the end of regulation in game five, who was wide smack open for three, or was that the beginning of? No. Was that the beginning of overtime? No. It was the begin. It was the end of regulation. Remember, the Lynx got a shot. Remember who was wide smack open? Because we still don't understand or have any defensive principles. Kayla McBride, and she clanked it. Remember, friggin' whole of the state of New York is holding their breath, and she clanked it. It reminds me of Game Five in the finals. Like you're really not supposed to win that game. You just made the most of your moment. Like it's one of those things where the first team to score in overtime usually wins just off the pacing of the game and the momentum. But we're not gonna sit here and act like we're surprised, bro. We are not surprised. Not one oh sorry. One person on the Liberty scored above 10 points, and you know who that was? That was Emma Mieseman, and she scored 11. I want to give a shout out to Satu Sabali. Got on your ass about that 2 of 17. Damn near so did the whole world, but you know what? You responded. 5 of 11, 2 of 4 from deep. Nice little smooth game for she didn't even have to do too much. Good golly. 15 and 7. Her line was like 15.5. 15 and 7 for the win. Nobody on Phoenix scored more than 16 points. That's coaching. Nobody on Phoenix. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double-digit scores. Let's maybe give Catherine Westbelt some garbage time. I didn't watch the fourth quarter, but you had 5 double-digit scores. Let's call it 4 double-digit scores, and none of them scored above None of them scored above 16 points. You tell me if that you okay. I got people calling out Sabrina Ionescu, saying that she's overrated and she's never been a good 3-point shooter. Wow. Because who said that? Because who said Sabrina can't create her own shot because she can't effing dribble? Definitely wasn't me, right? No. And again, I don't want y'all to think I'm looking for credit here. I'm just saying I've been highlighting this team's problems and how, in some ways, of fixing them. But hey, now people see, now people want Sabrina head, saying, "Oh, Sabrina's 9 of." They said Sabrina's 9 of 31 in games one and game two. But I'm like, why are y'all? Don't get confused now. Why? What are y'all surprised at? Did y'all not see that graphic I posted on the IG page, Hendrix Hoops at Hendrix Hoops? Sabrina's 7 of 28 in the half court setting against the Lynx, 7 of 7 in transition. What does that mean? It means she sucks when defense is on her. It means she can't get open. That's what it means. She doesn't know how to get open. The only time she can make a shot is if she's open, and that's in transition. Anything in the half court setting, she's 7 of 28. This is the same woman, same player, where, what was it? For until she went on that, oh, was it the end of August? Until she started clipping 12 of 20 games, 12 of 22 games at the end of August, was shooting what was it? It was something stupid. I did the math multiple times. I could probably pull it up on my calculator history. What was it? It was like 26 of one. No, what was it? It was for 38%. It was for 38%. She was shooting, and then she won Player of the Month in, I think it was August, because she had like a stretch of four or five good games where she was like 12 of 20. Everyone was just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm just like, Shorty coming off of shooting like 36 of 130 or 36 of 128 or something along those lines. I'm just like, there had to be some sort of history she was breaking behind that shooting percentage. Because I did the math multiple times until she popped off at the end of August. I think it was the end of August or end of July. Going into August, she popped off, but she was shooting 33% from her last 15, 20 games. This shit was crazy. Now people are just like, oh, she's overrated. She's never been a good shooter. I literally, who's not surprised by any of these comments or any of these sentiments? I find it funny. It's not funny of the state that the team is in, but it's just funny that y'all think this is. I could go on such a, man. It's a good thing I'm trying to keep it professional. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing I'm trying to keep it professional because I'll be real. Our team is aging. Our team's aging, bro. And Natasha's on a teeter because, again, we traded away our future for her. And, oh, man, you Liberty fans, man, you guys are hilarious. Did she show up in game one? Did she win us a game in the playoffs? Absolutely. She won us game one. And that was important. That was important because look at how we play in game two. Depending on how we play in game three, if we even win the series, that will be because of Natasha Cloud. So I'm willing to give Natasha all the praise, all the VC for that game one win, because that might be our only saving grace this series. But we're on an aging team. I'm telling you right now, outside of our bench of Niara and Izzy, remember, we already cut our young guards. We've already moved them. We already waived people. We already made a Nepo signing of Stephanie Talbot because she's going to help us so much, Actually, she maybe should have been on the court tonight just so she can pick up 6 fouls. Like, just use her as the body as she is. What's she going to give us? Her eyesight isn't that. Her upside is maybe a couple of threes, but we need her to pick up 6. Hell, Alyssa Thomas barreling through everybody. We just need her to stand there, see if you could pick up a charge. This game was probably the game to use Stephanie Talbot. Hell, but, we want to trade for Stephanie Talbot. When you really look at it, bro, when you really look at the Liberty, our team weak as hell. Our team is weak as hell. We're like one of the more talented teams in the W. Don't get me wrong, but the team is weak as hell. And guess who traded? Guess who traded their future? By the way, guess who traded their future? By the way, I'm gonna show you how why I say this team is weak and why that trade was so stupid. Why I exercise caution and try to tell you Liberty fans, relax, bruh. Relax. Like this might not be the move that we think it is because even though it's good to have Tasha, it's everything. The move weighs on Tasha's performance. You see what I'm saying? So if you're in a position where it's just like, oh, does this move pay off according to this player's performances? Natasha hasn't even had the best season. She got a player of the month out of it, a playoff win in Phoenix, cool, but she hasn't even had the best season. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to tell y'all why I think this team is weak, and then we're going to get out of here. Let me read chat. Matt 4000. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but never really gets called out. Sad for her inconsistencies by the fans or the media. Because no one, bro. Because no one understands. Because here's why, Matt. Here's why, Matt. Because if you come out and say that Sabrina Ionescu is not good, you know what the majority of people are going to tell you, especially the majority of people in W discourse. You know what they're going to tell you? She an all-star. She this. She's that. She an all-star. She's this. She's that. She an all-star. She this. She that. She three-point contest winner. One of the best shooters in the W. Yada, 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 yada. They're going to tell you she's good. They're going to tell you she's good. If you were to come out and say that Sabrina Ionescu sucks and is not that good, which I said before, right? And you say she's not that good, she actually sucks and she's overrated, you're going to get berated. You're going to get barraged. People be quick. Matt 4000 says people be quick to give smoke to CC or Reese, but Sab doesn't get that same level of scrutiny. Well, at least you can say I've done it. At least you can say I've kept it a buck with Sabrina Ionescu. But hell yeah, she doesn't get that from fans or media because they just don't understand. I just don't think a lot of these people understand what the hell they're looking at. And they also don't want that smoke. They probably see it too, but they don't know how to defend that point if it were to be said. You see what I'm saying? They wouldn't know how to defend that point, but I've been saying that. And I've showed why as well. It's not like I just said it. But hell yeah, Sab should be scrutinized. Like I was scrutinizing Sab after she made the shot against the Lynx in game 3. I was just like, yo, huge shot, but you're still playing like ass. I said that. And I showed her how. I showed her why. I showed her why I said that. I showed her some improvements that she might be able to make. But this is nothing new for us. Like, this is nothing new on this channel. This is nothing new on this channel, guys. Damn, is he 0 for 2 from the line? Sheeshers. This is nothing new on this channel. I've been telling you, it's not that Sab is, maybe you could call her overrated, but I think more people that call Sab overrated are actually, what they're really getting at is the fact that she's not scrutinized by the media the way she should be. Because for the most part, she plays like Satu Sabali. They don't shoot well. They don't understand what good shot selection is. They can't even get to their good shot selection because they both can't dribble that well. Satu dribble too high. Sab can't dribble in front of her. Like, they share similarities. But when people call Sabrina overrated, I think that's what they're getting at. They're getting at the fact that the media doesn't, like, they don't call her out. They don't call her out for playing like ass. They've really never called out Sabrina. The only time Sabrina really did get called out was for her performance in game 5 of the finals last season. But you couldn't really call her out because she won. And what were fans doing in the comment section? 1 of 19. And what were they saying in the comment section? Oh, but she a champ though. Bruh. I don't care if you injured or not. I just played basketball for the first time 2 days ago, coming off a dislocated shoulder. I probably started like 1 of 9. Airballing. I'm talking airballing. No legs, no upper body, but like my body's still feeling it right now. Nothing. 1 of 9. Probably finished maybe like 6 of 18. Just guessing here. I'm trying to think of my buckets right now. But 6 of 18, like, and that's on a dislocated shoulder. That's on me not knowing if I can flick. That's on a dislocated shoulder. 1 of 19, your IQ should be able to at least get you 2. Like, that's why even Satu's line, 2 of 17, that's crazy. But at least she was able to get 2. You feel me? Your IQ should at least be able to get you a layup. But yeah, no, Sabrina doesn't get called out. The only place Sabrina really gets called out is this channel. That's the only place Sabrina gets called out. And it's not that I'm trying to angle out Sabrina Ionescu, nothing like that. But I'm trying to use her as an example of, yo, everyone thinks you good. You not that good, bruh. You're not that good. Do you have hella potential? Are you a star player? Do you have the talent? Absolutely. But you not that good. Not yet. Not yet. You have yet to. You fix this part of your game, you'll reach another level. The only people I see saying that are just me, bro. The only people I really see saying that is just me. It's just me. Not gonna lie. In general, the mainstream WNBA media doesn't really criticize players at all compared to other sports medias. That is a fact, Matt. Matt, that is a fact. Well, they also don't give a lot of spotlight to the WNBA and to like WNBA regular season and whatnot. Like the way how Stephen A will get on. They'll get on national TV following a game from the playoffs or a regular season game. They'll chop that game up, say what this player's attitude was, why it stinks and whatnot. They're not giving that to the W. They're not even. So the thing is, they're not even giving that to the W because they don't give the W much airtime. And when they give the W much airtime, it's only to cover like highlights or something the game. They don't really chop the game down. You feel me? There's no one calling out anyone's play. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the reason I do it on this channel, because again, I see this time where the W is going to have that. It's not going to be the solo person. I've given this story before where I left a comment on Izzy Harrison's page back when she used to Izzy Harrison's IG when she was on Dallas, and I forgot who mashed her up. Some rookie. Who'd she go against? Who was it? It might have been Aaliyah Boston. I forget who it was, but I'm just like, damn, Izzy, like we're letting rooks body us. I said something stupid like that. I was like, we're letting rooks body us or something like that. We're not like I've seen you play. Why are you getting worked by a rook? I said something along those lines, and she deleted the comment. And I'm just like, bruh, if you can't take this shit from me, you can't take the shit from me. What happens when you have these talking heads and pundits on national television calling your game out? That's part of the reason I keep criticizing so much as I do. Not because I'm hating, but because like, yo, who is going to like not necessarily hold these players accountable, but who's going to demand a higher standard be set by these players? The same players asking for more pay. I don't have a problem with that. But with that more pay, you think people are going to tune in and be like, you want that higher pay? When people tune in, they're going to want to see higher play standard. They're going to want to see a higher standard of basketball. You asking for higher pay. You feel me? So it's like, if you're not ready, if you can't take me dishing it, what happens when you have the thousands? You're getting, a couple more hundred people here or there in your DMs and talking shit and making fun of Satu Sabli and the memes and the repost quotes, all that good stuff. Like, you're already getting a couple dozen or a couple hundred people doing that more. But what happens when it's the thousands, man? What happens when you have to respond? What happens when the game is the only thing you have left to shut people up? Are you ready for that? And these players, I think they would be getting called out. But again, mainstream media, to your point, Matt, mainstream media they don't give them time. So because they don't give them time, they don't even have time to call them out anyway. You feel me? So it's weird, but yeah, I've said it before. Sabrina Bin sucked. Like, yeah, she's scoring a bunch of buckets because she's jacking up a bunch of shots a game, but she doesn't know how to get, like, we've done breakdowns on this. That's why, like, I'm not surprised. No one, if you're on this channel, you subscribe to me, you watch my videos, none of you should be surprised because we've gone over this multiple times. This lineup is like, it's actually, what? I take that back. The lineup isn't what our starting five is solid. Don't get me wrong. Our starting five is solid. Our starting five should be a lot better than they are. But what did I say? It's not, you can grab all the outside talent and get better externally. That's a part of the game, yes. But there's going to come a point in time where all this talent that you're grabbing or getting the team better externally, there's going to come a point in time where the players themselves, where your organization has to get better internally. There's going to come a point in time where your player has to get better individually, and that's what leads to the team getting better. I've said that. So guess what? You stacked this team. You got Emma Meesseman, 2019 Finals MVP, WNBA champion. You got Brianna Stewart, Leonie Phoebus, all of you champions. You're defending champions. Stewie, Leo, JJ, Natasha Cloud, Sabrina, accomplished players. Emma Meesseman, accomplished players. All of these accomplished players. Y'all damn near all champions, right? Outside of some of the other players. It's on you. There's no more external pull. Now it's internal. Now it's on you to get better. Now it's on you to improve. Point to a player on the Liberty and tell me who improved this year. Damn sure it wasn't Sabrina. Sabrina hasn't. I said this before on the channel too. Sabrina hasn't improved since she's been in the W. She literally hasn't improved her game ever since she's been in the W. She's been in the W for 5-6 years now. She hasn't improved. She's yet to improve. Her game is literally the same. I think I'm BSing when I say this. Go on her hoop stats, pull up Sabrina's ish, and tell me what's changed. She had 1 year shooting above 44% from three. You want to know why she shot 44% from three? Because that was the same year they brought in Stewie and JJ. So she was open without trying. Look what happens when she's trying. Sab doesn't even know how to get open. So here's the thing. You got Sab, who doesn't know how to dribble well, doesn't know how to get open, lacks any aerial ability, so finishing at the hoop and stuff like that, that's out the window. Lacks composure because she's still getting flustered by small guards. And by the way, that's the same problem Natasha Cloud has. Liberty are so easy to scout. Natasha Cloud just be pounding the ball, running fast as hell, going absolutely nowhere. If you put a smaller pesky guard on Natasha Cloud, she don't like that shit. Sab has all these weaknesses. What is Sab's strength? Somebody tell me what is Sab's strength. Because if the only thing you can tell me is Sab is a solid 3-point shooter, I could probably argue you down on that too. She has 1 year shooting above 40% from three, and that was on a year where the teams did not know who to guard. Stewie, JJ, the paint was occupied. So, of course, Sab got 44% shooting. Of course, Sab got her threes off. Tell me what Sabrina's good at. Passing the ball, okay, I'll give you that. But in order to pass the ball, you have to be able to dribble the ball. And that's something you can't even get to the other aspects of Sab's game because her fundamental one is so flawed. We've said this, and I told y'all before, Jackie G, she's a former assistant coach in the WNBA, and I think a former WNBA player as well. During the 2021 season, she used to work with Sab. Like you could see it on like New York Liberty's Instagram page. They used to work with Sab on her dribbles pre-game, and I told you I haven't seen much player development from Sab since then. I haven't seen much player development from Sab since then. I agree with you on the lack of media coverage on the WNBA in general. Matt 4000 says Stephen A went on a rant like 2 years ago calling Zion fat. I'm not sure how the players in the league would deal with that type of scrutiny. Even my mom, who is a sports casual, even said WNBA commentators don't call out bad plays enough. Oh, absolutely. And we're getting to that point of like it's almost like we're getting to that RDC sketch. And that's a problem, and that's the problem when you don't keep it real. What have I told y'all? What have I said before? There are a lot of people in women's basketball that accept the status quo. No, it's not being, I don't want to say be sexist. It's not being misogynistic for saying, hey, you trash for not making that layup. That's what we'll tell any person who can't make that layup. That's what we'll tell the pros who can't make that layup. Right? Yes, it gets iffy if you're going to start cussing at the players because you might want to choose which cuss words you use. I saw one video on social media where it was like a high school coach, and it was like, "You stupid bitch," and he was coaching like a girls' team. So yeah, maybe it does get iffy about which cuss words you use, but the fact that that doesn't get called out, like commentators aren't saying you don't have what's the Hornets coach name? Hornets announcer name Eric Stevens or something like that. You don't have Eric Stevens going, "Oh, what was that?" Or you don't have the reporters roasting the players like warm up sessions or roasting the players' fits. You don't have an inside the WNBA, which I swear I don't know why they still don't have it inside the WNBA. ESPN, aren't they inheriting inside the NBA anyway? Why don't you have it inside the WNBA and stop worrying about being so damn politically correct? Call out these players. Say which player is playing like trash. Like we should have a show like that. The W should have a show like that. And maybe you don't even have to get into all the extra stuff that, we talk about with the men's game, but you gotta call something out. You gotta call out some players' lack of effort. Like that's part of the game. That's part of holding the players to a certain standard. You know what I mean? And that's actually good for the game because as long as you're not being hateful or spiteful or anything like that, that's constructive criticism. That will fall into the category of constructive criticism. But yeah, it's almost like you can tell the commentators and the reporters are like walking on eggshells and the announcers are walking on eggshells on what they want to say. It's just like they'll say it's like it'll be a completely bad pass and they'll just be like, "Oh, good defense by so and so defender." It's just like, "Nah, she threw a horrible pass." Say she threw a horrible pass. Say she threw a shit pass. They won't say that. Oh, good defense. It's just like good defense. There ain't nobody was near her. She just threw a dumb pass. Just say, "Oh, Chelsea Gray, I don't know what the hell that was." Like say something like that. Like you got to hold the players accountable. You know what I mean? But yeah, that does fall on WNBA media. It's the reason why Sabrina doesn't get called out the way she does. People think she's good. And I've said before, you're not that good. Yeah, you average 18 points a game, but you're almost like a Deja Kelly. I can't point to one good thing about your game. I can't point to one. You shoot free throws well. That's the best part of Sabrina Ionescu's game is that she can shoot. She's a reliable free throw shooter. Excuse me. Anything else? Y'all have at it. I almost thought I was on mute for a second. I don't know why. I almost thought I was on mute for a second. I was just like, how the hell am I communicating with chat if I'm on mute? That shit scared the hell out of me. Okay. So we're not surprised by this. Okay, chat? We're not surprised by this. You're not that good yet. You're not that good yet. I see your issues. I've been trying to work with you on your issues. I've been applying for jobs, man. I promise y'all, I've been doing these videos. I don't do these videos just for entertainment purposes. I do try to blend a lot of different elements into the videos, like so people are engaged. I try to make it informative. I try to frame it in a sense that if this player was watching this, what am I saying to this player? Am I being mindful of their emotions, of their receptiveness? Like I try to blend a lot of that into the videos that I make. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I my goal for these videos that I make, especially for the breakdowns, is can this player take away something constructive from this? Can they take this into the game themselves? You know what I'm saying? If I'm over here bitching about, I gotta stop cussing, but if I'm over here like, ranting and crashing out about something that the player's doing, but I'm not giving them something constructive to take away, I feel like I'm wasting their time too. You feel me? So I don't just call out ish. I also try to give them ways to fix it, which is why I think I do run a good channel. It might not be the most popular, it might not be, the most engaging at times. I understand I don't post a lot, but I try to give players back something constructive. New York Liberty Reddit, y'all can suck my, what I'm saying? Suck the back of my, you get what I'm saying? Bunch of fans that don't know what the hell they're looking at, that will argue me down about Sabrina Ionescu being good. I'm just like, she's good, she's not that good. People don't understand that. People literally don't understand that. Our team, low-key, outside of our starting five, Izzy Harrison and Yara Sabli, is weak as fuck. The weak and old. JJ old. Like I said, she saved herself from scrutiny from me winning WNBA Finals MVP last year, because I did say that was well deserved. She was putting in work for us. Her game be ugly at times, but like she was putting in work for us. But Shorty can't even make a simple layup because she doesn't know how to go up. She doesn't know how to use her left hand, right hand. She can't rotate her body correctly to give herself the most optimal layup. Like she's one more bad game away from me saying she washed. I think she washed anyway. I think a lot of these players wash. But the thing is, what's the point of calling that out if we already traded away her future? What's the point of calling that out? We brought in Natasha, and Natasha is, at this point, the way she's performing is almost like she just had a good game in game 1 of the playoffs. We can look at her game log, bro. I'm literally trying to measure you to Courtney Vandersloot, and not necessarily to the numbers, but to the impact. What has your impact been like on this team? Measuring you like your standard to Courtney Vandersloot is already crazy enough. It already sounds crazy enough. But what's your impact? You haven't really been doing much for us, especially in the second part of this season. Like, we need a little bit more. 14, 23 in the month of July. We have 23, 12, 2, 14, 10, 10, 22, 4, 12, 7, 3, 12, 10, 14, 11, going into 14, 11, 6, 10, 10, 14, 7, 13, 19, 10, 11, 2, 23, 8. You got to be better than that. Like, Tasha, you got to be better than that. Tasha just be running with the ball, going nowhere fast. What Cat Williams say, going nowhere fast. Just pounding the hell out the ball, going absolutely nowhere. And she don't even pound the ball in front of her. She pounds it right next to her. So she's just slowing herself down as she runs. Like, she's not running on to the ball. She's like running beside the ball. Same ish Sab does, bro. Jonquel Jones, like, I'm like, I want to say I'm ready to move on, but we ain't got no picks. We ain't got no picks, dog. We ain't got no pick. People try to argue me down this year, and I said, "Yo, JJ, I'm sorry, man, but I don't. I think we're getting closer and closer to the point where I say she not it." And Liberty fans on Reddit try to argue me down again. Like I said, New York Liberty Reddit at this point, y'all can suck the back of my and nuts too. Like I'm like, y'all don't know what the hell y'all looking at. I don't trust y'all IQ. You guys have the announcer syndrome where you don't know how to keep it real. You don't know how to keep it genuine. You don't know how to call out stuff that's right in front of you. You'd rather sugarcoat it. I'm so close to saying JJ's not it anymore. I wanted to say that ish last year, but she pulled through. But bro, I can't watch her like people are trying to argue whether it's like laziness or something like that. No, it's not laziness. It's just physical incapability, bro. She's not able to do certain things on the court. That holds her game back. She's 3 of 9, and she's had more than she should be more than capable of making a 0 to 5 foot layup, defender or no defender. But she's physically incapable of doing certain things. I'm so close to move like kicking half this team out, bro. But Marine Johannes, y'all still think she good? Rebecca Gardner, I thought she was gonna give us a little bit more on defense. She don't know what she doing on defense either. Jeez Louise. I'm like y'all can keep Marine Johannes. I don't even know why. Like that's the same thing. No one calls out Marine. Oh my gosh, fadeaway three. Oh my gosh, Shorty can't even shoot a three without kicking her leg out. But yeah, that's perfect aerodynamics. That's great aerodynamics for a shooter. Can't dribble to her right. Can't shoot going right. Why are we calling sharpshooters who can only shoot one way a sharpshooter, bruh? What like why is she still on it? Like I'm done with Marine. At this point, let's just start axing people. Let's just start axing people. Marine, I'm done with Marine. 37% career 3-point shooter, cool. She's shooting 34% this season, 36% in the 2023 season, 43% in the 2022 season, but she was actually getting looks then. Yeah, so 5 threes a game, the most she's had in her career. I'm done with Marine Johannes. There is no payoff for her. Like you're giving up 10 points to her 1 3. 3 attempts and you're giving up like probably 13 points on the other side. There is no upside to Marine Johannes. So Marine Johannes, as far as I'm concerned, you're done. Like I don't need to see you back on the team. Sorry. Like a lot of these players you guys just aren't. I'm sorry, but you aren't skilled. And I'm really sorry. I'm apologizing not because I think you're not that skilled, but because you don't have people telling you that. You don't have people working with you on that. You don't have someone to improve the parts of your game where you're weakest. So that's why I'm saying sorry, not to be funny or nothing like that, but it's like that's the team's job to have someone who can improve the team internally. And they'll call that a player development lead, sure, but what Kendrick say is not enough. It's not enough. Whatever y'all have is not enough because a lot of these players are not improving. You're not it. Rebecca Gardner, I'm sorry. There are other players I'd rather put on. If I was GM, if I was in GMK's position, there are a lot of other players that are not signed right now that I would rather have on this team. You look at the Liberty, like actually look at the Liberty's roster and the shit look old, bro. This shit looks old. It's good, it's talented, but it's old. It's old, bro. The rebuild might be kind of crazy, especially with no gave away your 2026 first round pick, gave away your 2027 first round pick. Kennedy Burke, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Becca Gardner, peace. Emma Mieseman. I don't know if you're long term on this team anyway. We finessed the hell out of picking you up. I don't know. I don't even know how we did that. Do we have plans for Emma Mieseman long term? I like no. I just there's And at Fender, you're able to surround her with some of the best players in the W. I'm not saying she doesn't have game, but I'm saying it helps to have all of these great pieces around you in a Euro league. Half of them, shit, some of them from Europe. I don't know if you're it over here. I don't know if you're it over here anymore. Maybe you are. Maybe you're on a different team where you can feed off of players, or maybe you're just in the wrong place because over here, again, according to Natasha Cloud, we don't know what the hell we're doing over here anyway. So you're kind of like thrown into a bunch of dog doo doo. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you not thriving because we're not thriving. So I don't know. Emma Mieseman, you in the gray area right now. Like I said, I think Niara Sabli is one of the best bigs in the league. I'm not sure what her health situation is, but again, I would rather go with a Niara Sabli. That upside is too high for me to let her go. You see what I'm saying? But Kennedy Burke, peace. Maureen Johannes, peace. Rebecca Gardner, peace. Stephanie Talbot, you Stephanie Talbot, boy, what the hell? What the Stephanie Talbot, what you doing here? How you get here? How really did we really gave up Jayla Sherrod? All right, I'll leave it alone. But Stephanie Talbot, deuces. Izzy Harrison, you cool. I don't know what's going on with Izzy Harrison. I don't know if you're just not getting the playing time, but Izzy, you cool. Sabrina, we can talk. We gotta develop you, shorty, because literally the future of this franchise is literally riding on your improvement as a ball handler. We can talk. Natasha, you're by yourself. You can stay on the team, but understand everything you do determines whether that trade was a good trade or not. I don't really think Natasha Cloud understands that. You of all people on this team should be bringing it every night. Not just the energy wise, but I need you to be smarter. I need you to be a little bit more intelligent on the court. I need you to be a little more fearless on the court. So Natasha, you by yourself. Like, just understand that every time you play like shit, you make that trade look like shit. Jonquel Jones, honestly, bro, like, if this your last season, I don't think you might be missed because it's hard to find a big with that kind of talent. But if a team wants to restructure themselves around a different type of big or around a different type of system, I mean, look at Nafisa Collier. She's a 4 and they're running things. Like, the Lynx have just taken a strong 4 and put her with a decent 5, maybe like a hybrid 5, not even necessarily, well, I don't want to say Alana Smith isn't a bruiser because she's underrated as hell and she's very strong. She's tough mentally and physically. She's tougher than JJ mentally. That's for sure. So if you want, I feel like there's a higher upside to bringing in a 5 that might not be able to do all the things like Jonquel Jones, but understand where she needs to be on the court, is mentally tough, doesn't give up on plays, like understands her role. I'll take a 5 that understands her role than Jonquel Jones in the blink of an eye. So JJ, like, I wouldn't necessarily miss you. I know that sounds harsh and whatever, but it's like it's the same thing I'm saying with Maureen Johannes. I just think I think your upside is gone. You know what I mean? You're a good player, but like you're not bringing anything. Like, what are you really bringing? Leonie Febish, we'll keep you. I think you're not being used, correctly, and Stewie will keep you too. But other than that, bro, you got to restructure this. There are a lot of players in the league and a lot of players outside of the league that should have some of these spots. This is not it's a top heavy team again. And what's the point of having like solid players on the bench, like the Niyars, the Izzies of the world? We're not going to use them. Now, could they be injured? Yes, but like, what's the point? When you really look at it, when you really actually look at the Liberty team, it's just our team is top heavy. We don't have any depth. We traded away all our depth. We traded away all our young prospects. Made a Nepo signing. got one of the best players from Europe, but what's the point of getting her if our system is already rotten? Bro, I don't like start over. Like start over now. Start over now. If you're going into a free agency where most of these players are gonna be free agents, if you can trade some players to get some picks, do it because, bruh, oh you all played yourself, man. You all played yourself. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this live stream. What do I think is gonna happen in Game Three? I don't really know and I don't really care. I find all these reactions funny. I'm so sorry. I'm low key ranting right now on the Liberty. I'm not even necessarily talking about the games and ish, but what I think is going to happen in Game 3 is going to take hella mental focus for the Liberty to lock in and get a W. Can we get a W in Phoenix? Absolutely. But it's going to take so much mental focus because Stewie obviously is not going to be 100%. She's probably going to play even less minutes. She was getting attacked all game in Game 2. She's probably going to play less minutes. And if she gets on the court, they're gonna attack her as well. So those first couple quarters, especially like the first half, that's going to be huge for just stabilizing yourselves mentally in Phoenix. If we can do that and not have any of these Liberty quarters where we're scoring 5 to 9 points in the quarter, we'll have a chance to win. But if we have any Liberty quarter, we're probably getting packed up. If we have a signature Liberty quarter, we're getting packed up. So all the people calling for Sandy's job and whatnot, y'all did it to yourselves, man. Y'all did it to yourselves. Game 3, again, my prediction is still on, by the way. I had Liberty 2-1 because I knew we were probably going to drop one of these games.